And so I always said to the kids, you go out there and need me, you just say something, I'll go with you. Like Noah, I'll sit there with you in that hospital and stay awake all night so you're not scared of the doctor, because they want to observe, to collect information and get data so that they can treat and fix the young person. And I worked with another man named Mac who would do this work and had crazy, I guess, experiences in the younger days. He was an older man, wrinkles on his face, from, I think, the UK. Drove around a motorcycle with a sidecar, and we zoom and zag with me and Jim in there, and we were wild, we were crazy, and having fun. And Mac would let the kids do projects around New Horizons. They were getting ready for a big remodel, so he's letting them start to do stuff. And Mac's plan and me and Jim's plan with mentoring met up because we had interconnected parts to what was happening with both the young people and the organization. So you would have some work that would get done, and then you'd have some time spent in the brain with me, trying to figure out education, not some messed up stuff, nothing like a psychiatric hospital, just flat out like, got to take care of your brain too. You got your body out there doing the work, and you're getting energy and taking a break from the drugs, maybe for most of them. And we continued, and then we were stopped. And Jim got fired. And I'm saying this story on this video about the world because I think it helps with current politics in an almost terrifyingly scary way, I think, as an analogy, because of the similarities. Especially with Jim coming from the business world and the difficulties and the temptations, of all the money. I mean, shoot. Some people just don't have as much self-control as someone like me who can say no to drugs. And even, someone trying to hire me to make money to sell drugs, to get that cash. And the analogy makes sense, and the example of this story makes sense with the current politics, because you got Mr. President Donald Trump elected by the people of the United States of America in an election. And you had this other candidate when they were running against each other named Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, former First Lady Hillary Clinton, with a prestigious degree in law, with a prestigious resume. And she lost and wasn't able to get elected, but really was upset about losing. So the example and the analogy goes, Jim, me, Mac, the communications team with some other members. And then there was a woman named Mary, and she was a retired lawyer. And Mary was the director of New Horizons organization. From what I understood from Mac, catching up with him later on, for years after I was an urban ministry fellow. And she was adamant, she wanted housing. she wanted what the city was moving towards: housing for everybody, temporary housing, whatever it was. She wanted the place that they had, New Horizons, the building they owned, to be able to let young people stay there overnight and for maybe extended periods of time. So Mary fires Jim. She fired him. They didn't get along. He had a hard time with her. She had a hard time with him, and eventually said, go away, you're fired. He left peacefully. Said shalom. Shalom. Said goodbye. Shalom. I don't know how to pronounce Jewish words of religion, but a similar sounding word. Went to work with foster kids, he said, and that was the last I heard of Jim, except when I was in the hospital. He said hi and stuff, but with my cancer treatment, my surgery. And then I started working for Mary. Had a hard time understanding what requirements I had, and got reprimanded for not showing up to work on certain days when she was under the assumption I was going to be there. And probably did awesome stuff. But was a scary, smart, intelligent, sharp, and very privileged woman who lived in a nice, sweet neighborhood called Magnolia, with a nice house, a husband who had a business, one of the nicest houses I've been in this whole state, and had the vision and the determination. She wanted to house people and to help people and to get them better. And then I got assaulted and I couldn't work anymore, and said goodbye to everyone I worked with. And these two examples, in the 3 and the 4, me and Mac aside, with the social worker with Mary and the assistant director who helped get rid of, they just collapsed the whole organization structure right away, bringing in people and getting rid of Jim, because Jim knew a lot, not only about the young people that we were working with, but also about what they were struggling with, because he did what I did when I had my brain tumor. Not just, follow people and, maybe lift weights once in a while and stay fit and get buff, but he started to learn how to be a chaplain and help people and care for inmates around him in a violent, nasty, and probably terrifying place called prison. And so the world has these two separate kinds of choices to make. And third choices and fourth choices, and so much that this will be the end of this part. And the next part will be the conclusion to the world part of these posts on this channel on YouTube called, Have You Ever